And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at I Spy, Eagle Awe, I Find It game. I Spy with my little eye. I Spy is based on the very popular books I Spy, which are books where you find something, similar to Where's Waldo and other books where you open a page and there's like a billion things. With I Spy, they normally use household objects. In this case, they're using a lot of toys. So you're trying to find something before other people do. That's the way the book kind of works, but this way turns it into a game. Let's take a look. In this game, there are 4 player boards. So each person's going to get one of these boards and pick one of the 2 sides for that board. Each of these boards is going to show a collection of all sorts of different objects. There is also a deck of cards. Each of these cards show 8 objects. One of these objects is on each player board. So when I'm looking for an object here that is on that board, I might find it, but there's only going to be one. So if the shell is on this green board here, which I don't believe it is, then that would be the only thing on here. So players are going to be looking at these cards as fast as they can, trying to find the item that's on here and that's on the card out there. And it could be anywhere, all over the place. So there's going to be different things on each one. So in this case, it's the K in Yikes. See the K there? Okay, so what the basic game will be, each player gets a card, and at the same time, they flip it over. So here, we'll shuffle, see if you guys can beat me, okay? Ready, set, go. Oh wait, that's the card we just had, K. Never mind, let's try another one. Ready, set, go. So we flip this over, and we turn it over. Oh, let's see if I can beat you guys. Got it. The blue rubber thing there is the blue thing there. Now, as soon as you find it, of course, you ring the bell. This is kind of a cheap bell for kids, but hey, now it's a bell that's on the floor. But the first person to ring it is going to get 4 points. If it's a 4-player game, you'll get points equal to the number of players. Then the second person gets points, and you just keep going until one player gets to 50 points. Now, the rules don't say, but I prefer that you pass the boards around. So maybe you play 2 times in the same board and then you go. Otherwise, I mean, some boards obviously seem more difficult than other boards because they're harder to see, like this one here. Well, maybe though that's not. When I played this game, all the kids complained that their board was harder than the other kids, but they all really enjoyed getting it. There's also tournament style where you put out one card, pick an object in that card, and everyone tries to figure out which of the boards it's on. If you are sure it's not on your board, you shout pass, and then everyone has to pass their boards, and eventually somebody will find the right card. So there's not a lot of these cards, but realize all these cards have one object on all 8 boards. That's how you play. Now, as a parent, I really like the idea of these. You can see all the different toys on here. They kind of have a nostalgic feel to them. Looks like toys are all over the floor. And I really like the pictures. I'm a big fan of the I Spy books. I like any book where you have to find something and everything else. And just the looking at this and looking all over the place, there's just kind of a wonderment to it, which is really neat. And it's pretty neat how each card matches one of the boards. My initial thoughts were, oh man, I wish I had like 10 boards and 50 cards. But that would require, because of the way it is, the objects are the right shape on these cards, so they match the 8 boards. So this is the right size that you can do this for. Now, does this mean that you're limited to 4 players? Yes, unless you want to put a couple kids on a team, which could be possible. And kids get so excited about playing this one. I played this with my kids, and they just really liked finding the object. And sometimes, boom, they found it. Other times, they looked at it for a really long time. In fact, and this is, pulling back the curtain a bit, I actually re-recorded the explanation of the video of this because I said, hey guys, I'm going to show you how to find one. And then it took me like 5 minutes, which really embarrassed me. And I thought that's not good video to watch anyway. But sometimes they are hard to find. Sometimes they're just pop right out at you. And because of that, one kid who might be fast and others still might not win all the time. Now, I prefer the one where everyone has their own board and their own card. The passing the board around, it's interesting. I'm sure someone thought that sounded good, but kids, it's kind of, it just doesn't work as well as I like it to. But still, and even if you have a kid and you want them to play by themselves, It's a solo mode in a sense. Give them a deck of cards, give them a board, and say, see how many cards you can find on this board. Here's 10 minutes. How many of these can you do? Something like that. And I think that all comes together in a very cool, neat way for kids. The box says ages 5+. You can play with less than that maybe. But I think the 5 to 8 range is probably the best use for this. So that's I Spy Eagle Eye. Dice Tower Judgment, kid approved!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!